All right, finally got the Team Associated SR7. You can see it looks beautiful. Shoot, got the twin turbo V8 showing. Big turbos too. Hoonicorn. So I heard a lot about this car. It's been on. I had it in mind that I was gonna buy it ever since it got announced. So I'm not gonna do. I didn't do an unboxing. Not gonna do an unboxing. But right out the gate, I heard that the steering was slow. Another fellow YouTuber did some pretty good videos on I guess some research, and I end up coming to the conclusion that it's a Castle system in here. So shout out to him for that. And it is the XL Vanguard system from the Axial Yeti back, I want to say, before Axial was owned by Horizon Hobby. So you can see it's got very similar looking Castle system. It looks very much like the Mamba Monster 1 system. It also does say it's water resistant on it, on one side of it. Pressureless. Anyway, it does say it's water resistant. It's got a small fan that may be swapped out, but I got Castle systems in my other vehicles. So the Castle Link does work on it, both the Bluetooth Castle Link as well as the one for the computer. Both of those systems work on it. Got a nice big beefy fan. I do like the sweep of the blades. It looks like a really durable fan. It doesn't look like the cheap fans that you normally see on a lot of those little $15 clip ones. I'm happy to see that. Motor mount looks really nice. I think this is a 14 tooth or a 15 tooth pinion in here out the gate. Plenty of room to gear up. It's a 2100 kV. It says it's a Reedy system, but in all actuality it is a Castle system. It's the Vanguard XL if you want to Google it. Even when you connect the Castle Link, it says Vanguard XL or Axial Vanguard XL, which is fine, no big deal. 15 kg metal gear servo. Nice metal servo arm. That's pretty nice. Servo is a little slow, but my only issue with this is, and you can see that I installed this. It's an external BEC that's programmable. Well, you can program the voltage output. And I got it set right now at 8 volts. The receiver inside of here is capable of 8.4 volts. This servo is capable of 7.4 volts. I kind of split the difference a little bit to try to get the most out of the servo. And realistically, the weakest link in this setup is the servo. So I figured if it burns out, it burns out. I got another one I put in, actual fast servo, but it's not too bad after you bump the voltage up, because the ESC voltage coming out of it is fixed at 5.5 volts, and you can't adjust it. That's the only downside I want to say to this motor setup and everything, is that weak or the low voltage BEC. So we went ahead and stepped that up. As you can see, I went ahead and wired these in. I am a fan of Traxxas connectors for everything but super high amperage. I've never had issues with them, and a lot of my other vehicles are Traxxas or Associated, so I end up using these on quite a few. There's a few I got that run XT60s, but for the most part the Traxxas connectors hold up really well, and they're easy to connect and disconnect, so I end up defaulting to those a lot. What else? Everything else looks really, really good. I installed the Castle sticker. But other than that, that's pretty much all I have done to it, and it definitely wakes the steering up running the higher voltage. But otherwise, it's a really good looking car. It looks like they did really good The shock shafts are quite beefy. They're 1/8 scaled style or size. The turnbuckles and caster links and everything are quite beefy. The bracing, I love that. I love this center. Even though it's a plastic composite, the shape of it is very is structurally sound. I love it. Beefy drive shafts. Like, it really is, it really is, does seem promising. Double shear links. Everything's captured in double shear. You can also see at the bottom where they have it's captured. Nut and bolt. Thick links for the hinge pins. Front and rear on both. The shocks have O-rings inside of the adjustment collar, so they rotate pretty smoothly, and they hold their position better. Yep. Solid aluminum chassis, or at least the core part, and then they have all of the aero bits on it. And it's got this I forgot what it's called, but I want to say it's very similar. It's like maybe a Lexan or something like that. I forgot what it's called, but a lot of times they put this kind of cover over top of like skid plates on the bottom of off-road vehicles, so that you can slide but not get hung up. So it's kind of like a sacrificial wear plate. This stuff is pretty good. I like these monocoque suspension arms. Look really nice, good for aero. Yep. I like these Nerf bars that help seal out the body. Very nice. All hex hardware, and I think it's 12.9 grade. I'm gonna have to zoom in and see. Yep. What else? But yeah, this seems like a solid system, and I'm not ready to upgrade to ESC, especially not out the gate. So ultimately I would like to put either a Castle 1520 in here and have it geared and set up. I also would like to be able to run 8S. I'd like to be able to run 8S on here at some point, which would necessitate swapping this out. But I think this system is really good out of the gate, if you negate that one glaring flaw with the low voltage for the BEC. Like, I think that's kind of, even if I swapped out the servo, we still got low voltage being fed to a servo that definitely at least wants probably 7.4 volts, and it's barely getting 6. So I think that's a good start. I'm gonna hook up some batteries, and then I'm not gonna run it, but not gonna run it in this video, but I'm gonna fire it up so you can see the servo action. It definitely, I kind of whipped it around a little bit, and it definitely wakes it up a lot. Actually, might as well just do it. Just gonna set it up right now, throw it together. I'm not even gonna pause the video. And this FlySky controller seems pretty nice. Get that turned on. Yep, FlySky controller and setup seems pretty nice. It's a 4-channel. Not too familiar with FlySky, but I'm interested now. Yep, got this little carbon fiber looking overlay. I wonder if it's a sticker or not. It looks, I mean, it's fake, of course, but it looks pretty nice. Yep. All right, servo action. That's on 8.0 volts. I did run it on 8.4, but I figured I'd dial it back because I'm pretty happy with. Not as fast as some of my other servos on 7.4, but it definitely seems like it'll get the job done, especially for a stock setup. Yep. All right, that's just my. Ooh. I'm not starting the bloopers reel, but that's kind of just my intro to the Team Associate. Oh, and the adjustable battery trays. Those are pretty.